Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the NJ Multi-Species Podcast. I am Joe Santiago. This is my partner, Chris Pereira. Chris, we'll get right into it tonight, so we're not here all night. You had an unbelievable striper trip of a lifetime with Chuck Manny. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, you're calling it a trip of a lifetime, but like this guy lives it. Like every time he goes is a freaking trip of a lifetime. It's insane. The efficiency of how this guy trolls is crazy. And I mean, I'll do whatever it takes to get whatever it takes to catch the biggest fish. I'm gonna do. Live bait, trolling, whatever. Not my favorite type of stuff in generally speaking, but if it's the most effective way to catch big fish, I'm all in. And in this scenario, it's just I couldn't imagine any better way to specifically target just giant stripers.
I did notice. I noticed some of the South Jersey guys taking shots at you about live bait.
Yeah, they're still pissed. They're still pissed about the Florida trip. I mean, look, if I'm traveling to Florida to fish with my friend and he says the best way to catch giant bass is using these giant golden shiners, that's what I'm going to do. If I lived there, I'd mess around with lures and stuff, but I'm telling you, I'm going to use the most effective way to catch big fish. That's how I enjoy fishing. I enjoy targeting the biggest fish, the best fish. I mean, and that's not saying, if someone never wants to use live bait and they want to use lures for everything, whether it's the best way to target fish or not, and that's how they get enjoyment out of fishing, then so be it.
Well, we just went crappie fishing, and if we didn't have live bait, we wouldn't have had the day we had.
Right, but the time I went before that, I had that's where I had the live bait left over from. I would have been just fine.
Just use whatever
reason. Yeah, I mean, it's never going to hurt you to have live bait. If you take that time to go buy it, that's
Adam
the downfall.
Adam Mihar he's just miserable. I think he hates where he is, and he's just so upset we're just catching all these fish. He's upset. He's jelly. He's jelly.
He definitely wishes he lived in North Jersey, but there's no way he'd survive up here calling Taylor ham pork roll. So
I don't know what's pork roll. Stop saying pork roll. I don't know what that is. It's
disgusting. It sounds disgusting, right?
Yeah.
It literally sounds like the fat rolls on a pig, like the love handles on a pig.
Yes, it's like something
I don't want to eat that.
No one wants. But yeah, you obviously, it looks like you had the, like you said, trip of a lifetime for you, but just another day at the office for Chuck.
I mean, basically,
I didn't get to go.
But
I had a birthday party, a family party to go to, so I couldn't go, of course. But hopefully I get to go. All right, so other from that, we fished. You fished. We fished Hapakon. Me, you, and Dwayne fished Hapakon Thursday night. We had a 5-fish night. Decent, not amazing, not terrible.
It's pretty. It's pretty much the reports we've been getting. It's good. It can be good at times. It can be tough at times. But I mean, as we speak right now, it could be great. Like it's literally any day now.
What else? We went live for the first time ever. We went live from the lake to give away our trips. That was a catastrophe, but at least it was funny. Also, on top of funny, we have so much work goes into doing these podcasts and making these episodes, and like a 20-second episode that was filmed of me stuck in the mud, like in 4 minutes, had 1,500 views. So no one's really concerned with the fishing or they're here to see us get hurt and stuck in mud, apparently, because that's what they all watch.
I mean,
But
if everyone wants me to just turn this podcast into me setting you up to get hurt, I'm sure we could do that. We can make that happen. We'll put up a
okay,
poll.
other things. The feedback from the last episode was unbelievable. Round Valley Trout Association finally reached out. I was able to get in touch with the current president, Mike Conry. Me and him had a long conversation. He listened to the podcast. He thought our ideas are great, and he said that he is in the works with a lot of the things we did talk about, and even more things that we didn't talk about. He just took over as president, and the guy's very proactive. He wants to come on the show. He's going to bring another member on the show with him. So now we have Mike Conry, and we have all of Round Valley's information. So we're going to get interviews from them. We're going to talk to their guys. We're going to get club info. We have access to stuff from them now. This guy, like I said, really nice guy. We're going to have them on the show. So RVTA is going to become a lot more involved in the show. They have a tournament next weekend coming up, the 20th. I think it's the 20th. Let me make sure. It is May 20th, 6 a.m. launch. Tournament ends at 2. Anyone is welcome to join. $30 if you're a non-member. I think it's 20 if you're a member. If you go down there and fish the tournament, I highly recommend joining. Even if you have kids with you, they have family plans now where you could pay $10 extra, and your kids are members. Really think about joining, because like Tarnowski hit it on the head. Those fish wouldn't be there without that club. That's the bottom line. It's just so we're going to get into a lot more RVTA stuff. We finally have those guys. What else?
And just to be clear, if someone comes down, wants to do the contest, they're not a member, can they join the club right then and there and get the member rate for that contest, or they got to wait for the next one?
I am pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they can join the club right there and while they register. I'm not 100% though. Like I said, we're gonna have him on, and we're gonna get everyone situated with everything they need to know with that. But I'll probably be fishing in the tournament this coming Saturday, the 20th, the next one. So if anyone listening is interested in fishing the tournament or wants to know what they have to do, I'll be there probably. So I could help you out.
So not only do you get to fish the contest, you get to harass Joe.
That's true. You can make fun of me before I launch. Now, moving on to the Skillful Angler, we have created a very big problem here. At the beginning of this podcast, I called out Joe Bergen, the ninja, for not measuring his fish. You
created this problem.
Okay, I did. I called Joe Bergen out.
You unleashed him.
I called out Joe Bergen for not measuring his fish and participating in the Skillful Angler. Joe Bergen has responded basically by killing everyone. He has become a Terminator. He is systematically moving down the Skillful Angler list and just knocking everyone off one by one. He knocked all of us off Crappie. All of us are knocked off Crappie. Me, you, Mike K, we're all gone. One swipe of the ninja sword, we're all gone. Just like that, Joe Bergen takes over. Joe Bergen. We had Thomas Wyatt on, who was knocked off the board barely by another guy, who I now forgot his name, but one swipe of the sword, both gone, Joe Bergen. 15, how big is it? 15 3/4 perch, all the perch guys dead, tased. Frank Rosinski.
And I mean, like these fish that he's catching are, I mean, anything's possible, obviously, but these fish that he are catching, let's put it this way. These fish are bigger than a lot of previous years' winners.
They're way bigger, but we're not done yet. So Frank Rosinski, 24.5 inches on rainbow trout. First trout of the year entered. I talked to Frank. He said he basically waited till the crowds disappeared, and then he went out on Easter morning. That's when he got it. 24.5 inch rainbow. So representing South Jersey, Frank Rosinski, we have the biggest trout entered so far from South Jersey. So, yeah, Frank Rosinski's the one holding you guys up, Mahara. You're doing nothing. It's Frank that's doing all the work.
Yeah, I mean, catch a largemouth bass or something, for Christ's sake.
Frank also
Frank's got that too.
Frank does have the largemouth bass. Insider information on the skillful angler. Whatchamacallit? Joe Bergen. Again. Now, we know he's going to enter a smallmouth that's going to knock you off of that. So he's going to take another one.
Maybe he didn't take a good measurement picture.
I don't know. He says he's going to knock you off. Now he's threatening my Sonny. Now, the sunfish, I specifically go after the state-winning sunfish every year just to make Scott Tarnowski mad. That's why I do it. I go after giant sunnies just to make Scott angry. I want to win.
Love it.
I love it. Joe Bergen has now threatened the sunfish. He's going after it. So he's declared war now. So we have to stop Joe Bergen, guys. Start measuring your fish and getting them into skillful angler. We have to fight back against Joe Bergen. He's killing us all.
I've abandoned all hope. I've moved on to saltwater.
You moved on already?
Joe Bergen fears saltwater. That's where I'm going to be.
Does he really fear saltwater?
Yeah, he's part slug.
So I might have to just go to saltwater with you.
That's up to you.
What do you have from Lake Pac on guide service?
Basically, more of the same. I mean, they're catching fish just like usual. I mean, they're going out there. They're out there every day. They're sticking with these fish. For the typical guy like you and I who, gets over there at the end of the week or something like that, I'm not going to say hit or miss. Like, if you know where the fish are, you catch them coming and going, and you're going to put something together. But as far as going out there and, I don't know, it just, the weather's stabilizing now. By the time we put this episode up, it could be on fire. But, for the time being, it's, you muted yourself, Joe.
I had to just put sad music on because I do have to make an announcement. And I'm so upset I don't even really want to read it, but Dwayne, he's been knocked off the bullhead. He's not the leader anymore. I know he's really upset about it, and we just wanted to pay homage to Dwayne. Hopefully he'll get another bullhead soon. Beyond that, I don't have that much more with Skillful Angler. Where's Chase?
Cannot get a hold of him. Well, we had some technical difficulties this week. We had to change when we recorded, and it didn't fit into everyone's schedule, but it is what it is. We're still hoping we can get him on if he's available. But for now, we're gonna have to get him on a different day.
Yeah. So, what are we planning for this weekend to fish for? What are you doing? It's Mother's Day, so I'm limited. You don't have any humans, so you don't have anything to do other than fish.
I mean, I do have a mother, but yeah, I'm probably gonna fish. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I might. I did some fluke fishing on Saturday. I went out with Chuck on Sunday. On Saturday, I actually did some fluke fishing in Shark River. Me and Katie went with John. It was good. We caught some fluke, a couple of keepers. What was really cool is the weak fish came through pretty good.
I saw the pictures on the Mayhem page, which the Mayhem page continued to. I think it grew by another 200 members since last episode. It's just that group is getting awesome. We get so many emails that that's everyone's favorite fishing group they've ever been in.
Well, I mean, because people are tired of like the bullshit from some of these other pages, and I mean, well, one in particular. I mean, I'll probably just go off on a rant, but I mean, a lot of these pages are just trash. I mean, you got guys just censoring everything that's put on there. Everyone's got to get butthurt over everything, and I mean, like, that's why we made this page. It's uncensored fishing opinions. If you're an outdoorsman and you have an opinion about something, you put it here. That's it. Someone doesn't like the opinion, then they can give their opinion.
I'm gonna put him on blast, but this kid, he's not even a kid. He's probably older than me. Jason Uhas, I think that's how you say his name. They rip on this guy, and certain people they rip on him. Actually, it's not certain people. It's a lot of people. This guy basically just goes out to fish for stock trout with a trout magnet. He takes pictures. He uses the trout magnet and that pink worm over and over. He catches stock trout. He likes to post pictures of them. And then sometimes in his videos, he posts like pictures of the parking lot and he helps people with access, how to get there. He's a fairly novice fisherman, but he's just that's what he does. There's just no. It's still like, oh, he's a spot burner. It's like they're stock trout. It's put and take stock trout. Like, my favorite fish to fish for is trout, and I don't even start trout fishing till mid-May. Like, I don't understand the pissing contest. It's not a contest. Like, even in the Skillful Angler, like, I'm trying to get my elite angler and my master angler and my certificates. I don't have to necessarily win first place. I mean, the only difference that does is give you a patch that says winner, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I win the sunfish just to make Scott angry. But I don't see the reason for bashing these guys. Like, he's a guy that puts out content, he puts out pictures. What is the purpose of, I don't like I said, we're not going to censor stuff on our page, but I don't even like seeing it on our page. I don't like it. Like, that's just what the guy does. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. If someone has an opinion, if 8 people are going to jump on and back the guy up, and that's the way it should be. Nothing should, the moderator of a page is not the judge and jury of which opinions get to be posted. It's ridiculous. It's the most anti-American thing I've ever heard of. It's ridiculous.
Well, we've told our moderator, if you really don't like something, just block them. You just hit block and you can't see anything.
If you don't want to talk to someone, if you don't want to see anything that's some particular person, but just block them. I mean, I don't care. I've never blocked anyone in my life, but I mean, if that's what you need to do,
I'm not going to block or remove anyone from my group just because someone else doesn't like what they fish for. It's just not doing that.
No, it's ridiculous. That's the whole reason we made the page. I mean, it is what it is. This is fucking America. You have an opinion, someone else has another opinion. That's it. It is what it is. No matter how stupid the opinion is, you can have that opinion. Well, I've argued with plenty of people that I think are just complete idiots, and what they're saying makes zero logical sense. It doesn't matter. I would never block them. I would never report them. I would never ask for them to be blocked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you also have to remember it becomes this community of fishermen, the demographic that it brings in, most of the time, we're just the worst ball busters on planet Earth. Relentless, joking ball busters. We're either catching fish or we're ruining each other's lives. So if people are looking at this saying, "Oh, these guys must hate each other," no, this is just normal. A lot of people on Facebook have said, "You and Scott Tarnowski hate each other." Like Scott Tarnowski, one of my best friends. Like that's just the way we treat each other. It's just that's how fishermen are. They either catch fish or they make fun of each other. So don't be offended that easily. You have to have thick skin to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you don't. You could be like a hermit and just, fish by yourself and not be at part of any kind of fishing community or group or anything like that. If you're if you're really that worried about getting your balls busted.
I just thought some of this stuff, just leave the people alone, and like we have so many really, like when the page first started off, there's only a couple people in there. Now there's like we have some really really good fishermen in there, some of the best in the whole, most of them, mostly all the best fishermen from the state are in that page. So you could get involved in a conversation with. There's a lot of people in that group, like the one guy, Dave Katowski. Like no one would have any clue who Dave Katowski is, but if you went to New York to the Salmon River or some of the other tributaries and asked who's Cromer or downstate Dave, they'll know who that is right away. So there are people in that group that you could get involved in serious conversations with that you don't even realize you're talking to somebody who really knows what they're doing, which is another good thing about the page because it gives a guy like Jason Uhas a chance to talk to a guy like Dave Katowski. It opens up that. And I understand, I saw he had a big post on there about how Facebook ruined fishing, and I understand that. I could see that back in the day when you had your secret fishing spots, and all of a sudden this internet thing comes out, and all of a sudden every spot is posted everywhere and how to get to it and videos. But then again, I have so many great friends because I mean, listen, if I took the people I went to high school with that fish and put them in a handful, I mean, it would be under probably 5 people. So most of the real great fishing friends that I have and do most of my fishing with are people I met from Facebook. So how do you? I don't understand. I get the one side where you say, yeah, the internet ruined fishing, but then there's this whole other side where fishing brought all these people together. So what's your
Yeah,
thought on it?
yeah. I mean, you're pretty much spot on with what I'm gonna say, but it's it's like anything else. You know, can't make a time machine and go back in time and make the internet disappear. Like it is what it is. It exists. So yeah, it's going to change certain things, which to most people change, it ruins something. But you have to also harness the new, and not that the internet's new anymore at this point, but you have to harness that same power that changed something you were used to and ruined it, and harness that and use it as a tool to improve other parts. So for example, you know okay, maybe you had this spot that you and your buddy found before the internet was there, and nobody ever knew about it. You never saw anyone there. Next thing you know, the internet's up and guys are looking on Google Maps. They found your spot. They posted, they told 5 guys about it. Next thing you know, now there's people. All right. So it ruined your spot. So use the same tools and learn more, get better, find more spots, find more tactics. Like talk to people, use the network that it created and use it as a tool to get better. I mean, I got a shout out. I got the shirt on njfishing.com. The forum, I mean, that changed my fishing hands down. So when I didn't grow up fishing. I don't know if I ever told you that. I didn't grow up fishing, right? I maybe fished 2 or 3 times with a friend for bluegills when I was really young. I don't know. I remember seeing a picture somewhere at his house. I caught a perch or something. I didn't fish. No one in my family fished. I didn't have a father that fished. I didn't have a grandfather that fished, uncle, nothing. Nobody was there to teach me how to fish. I fished with my buddy 2 or 3 times as a kid. That was it. After I was done with college, my buddy Nick texts me one day while I'm sitting there at work. Say, hey, let's go fishing. I'm like, all right, sure. And that was it. That was just start. So I didn't know anyone. So from that point, all I had was the internet, really. I mean, going into bait shops, I'd go into Dow's, talk to Lori, get some information there, and just piece by piece, just learn things. Fast forward a couple of years, I go on njfishing.com forum, and, I start using that forum. If I catch a fish, maybe it's not even a nice fish. I throw it up there. I put a little report up there. So people say something, talk back and forth. I start making like little, online relationships with people. This one guy says, oh, hey, see you're fishing from shore over there. It's a nice fish. Like, did you ever fish it with a boat? Oh, yeah. Get invited on somebody's boat. Like, I feel like we should just run a class on teaching people how to use the internet and these fishing sites, our page, the other Facebook pages, NJ Fishing. Like, you can't just go on these things and creep all over them looking at people's shit and then one day say, oh, let me message this guy and see if he'll tell me where he's fishing or what lure I got to. If you don't participate in these things and you just creep on them and then out of the blue just ask, hey, you're going to get ignored. You're going to get a reputation for being this loser that just wants free information. All right. And all you have to do to change that, right, instead of just go on these pages, and this goes for our page, it goes for njfishing.com forum, njfishing.com Facebook page, all right? Give something back. Participate, right? You got to catch fish, put the fish picture up, say something about it. You don't have to give out any secrets. You don't have to say where you are. You don't have to even say what lure. You don't have to say anything. Put the fish picture up. Be like, I caught this nice fish. I usually don't catch walleye. Here's a nice walleye. Someone says, oh, man, that's a nice fish. I caught one the other day, and you start. And then next thing you know, you make some relationships over the internet. Who cares? These are real fishermen. It's not like you're going on a dating site and you're getting catfished by some fat chick that I mean.
I've always said, because my wife makes fun of me too, when there's like when there's a family party or like a massive get together of people, like, you just look around the room and like everyone's engaged in conversation about like how green their the lawn's coming in real nice this year, Johnny. And the other, oh yeah, I threw some Scott's fertilizer down. And I'm just listening, like I'm in the middle of a room, just like a weird bush that doesn't belong there, because I'm just looking for someone to talk fishing about. Like, is there anyone here? I want to wear a T-shirt. Does anyone here fish? Like, I want to talk to somebody. Like, I don't have anything to talk about but that. So my wife always breaks my balls. But Facebook, I could go into that group and just basically message anyone in there and just start a conversation about fishing, because out here in the real world where I live, most people don't want to talk about that.
Well, what can you do? They're all losers. But
I do have more. I have more that I forgot. I just have to find it. Knee Deep Club had a big walleye tournament. First place winner was Griffin Howie from Washington. 8 pounds, 7 ounces. He won $264. Second pound, Second place, Bill Griffith, 5 pound, 12 ounces. I heard rumors that this fish coughed up a 16-inch trout while it was getting weighed in. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did hear it from a few different people. I don't know if the fish then got weighed after the trout was out of it, or if it was weighed with the trout in, or if this trout even is real. I don't even know.
Sounds crazy.
Third place went to Kevin Cool, 5 pounds, so we could just ask him. He'll know. And then fourth, fifth, and sixth place, Ed Robillard, Elise Brown, and Jeff Good. All three of them got gift certificates. But again, another cool tournament. Second place, $158. Third place, $133. Knee Deep Club. We can help you get into that club too. I actually believe after the last episode, there was some communication between the two clubs. Like Knee Deep was talking to RVTA a little bit about some things, possibly sharing ideas with each other. So all that really is going.
I mean, it's not like, they're not competitors with each other. I mean,
they're not competitors at all.
They're two separate clubs on two. Yeah, there's two separate clubs on two separate lakes. Specifically, Knee Deep Club is specifically for Lake Opakong. RVTA is specifically for Round Valley. Like, they should be helping each other. Like, if one of them does something that increases, their memberships or their contest.
I think they are. I think they are helping each other. Like I said, this guy Mike Connery that's taken over RVTA. He's very proactive and he's very on board with the whole bringing the clubs into the new age. So we're going to see a lot of changes with this guy.
Good.
What else did we have? I had something else. Oh, Joe Bergen, even though we hate him, he's now an enemy of the state. I wanted to just tell everyone this. We told everyone that anyone is welcome to come on this podcast for an interview, and that's still open. It's true. If you want to come on here for an interview, you're more than welcome. But Chris is starting to really book the interviews heavy. We're getting busy. We only do one show a week. I think he's booked about 5 weeks out already. So I know all you guys that want to get on this podcast, you have to contact Chris. The podcast is growing. We're not bragging or acting like movie stars, but the podcast and group is growing, and our availability now is becoming a problem. We're getting booked. But
so just
I just wanted to. Okay, go ahead.
Just write it down. Just real quick. So yeah, like Joe said, just contact me in some way. Like, and it doesn't even really matter which way you contact. You can contact me too, but Chris does the schedule. So you can contact me if you can't get him, but he's the one that's gonna actually give you a date to come on. Yeah, Joe can forward it to me or whatever. Like, just send me a message on Facebook. I got to figure out how to change my name. I think you guys sent me.
Yeah, we got to get rid of Matt Nelson. But this was Joe Bergen. He joined another fishing club. It's a muskie fishing club in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure the club is called NJ Muskie Fishing, or no, it's called Muskies in NJ. He wanted me to just throw this out there because it's a new club, and like I said, we're trying to help all these clubs. Guy named Steve Horton is the founder, and Steve Skernavaca. They're the Sean. Sean Horton and Steve Skernavaca, and it's Muskies and NJ. It's a new muskie club. Joe Bergen said those two guys want to come on here to talk about their new muskie club, so you'll have to find them a date. And I'm just throwing it out there. If you're interested in muskie fishing, reach out to Joe Bergen, ask him. We'll have more info on this club as we get these guys in here. But
what does Joe Bergen even know about muskie fishing? He goes out muskie fishing and he accidentally catches a smallmouth.
Well, I think that's how he's winning he's just throwing giant lures for muskies, even in lakes that don't have muskies in them, and it's just working for him. So he's just or he's cheating. We'll send the man from Toronto. We'll send Ed to follow him around for a few days and see what Joe Bergen's doing. He also has some kind of secret connection with that John Gabarini. There's something between that. They're like cousins or something that we don't know about.
Yeah, probably lovers.
So yeah, the Muskie Club, and like I said, you got to start to contact Chris because we're getting back booked now for a while's out. So you want to get on the podcast, we got to get you in.
Yeah, I mean, just let me know, and we'll get you in. I mean, it's whatever you want. You want to just come on and promote some kind of contest or smaller club or something like that. You just want like 10 minutes of time, then that's fine. It's whatever you want. You want to come on and you want to bullshit for 45 minutes with us, as long as you don't bore Joe, you can stay.
I get bored easily. I'm bored.
Joe.
I'm getting bored right now.
Yeah, and then he gives Deuce the signal, and you just get dropped.
Yep, that's it. Like John Dorn. John Dorn's been thrown off the show more than anyone in the history of the show.
Yeah, that's true.
So far.
I want to give Chase just a couple more minutes to hear back from him. Just real quick, should we?
Chase. What? His last name is Chase Edmonds, right?
No, absolutely not. Where did you even get that from?
I'm pretty sure his name is Chase Edmonds. You want to really do this again?
You're gonna do this again because I'm 100% positive what his name is.
What's his name?
I booked the freaking stuff.
What's his name?
Chase Grossman.
Damn it! Yeah, you're right. Chase Grossman is a big shad and flathead fisherman, which is two things we don't do. And he's supposed to be here tonight, but he's just not here. So
it's not his fault. It's actually your
Chase. Fault. It is. Well, yeah, it is kind of my fault. You're right. So okay, Chase. Thanks a lot.
Anyway, let's before we start wrapping things up, if Chase can't make it on, should we clear up the contest we have going on right now, and just so there's no confusion, because I think we're gonna let it go for the rest of this month. And the last day of May is the last day of the contest. Last day you can get entry into this contest.
You have to explain this contest because you and the other one over there created it. I don't even know. I'm sure what's going on with it, but go ahead.
So look, this contest was just kind of like, it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened, and it was so much fun. We just kept it rolling. Right. So basically, and I'm not even going to use the guy's name because it doesn't even deserve to have his name used. All right. So you got this character in New Jersey fishing that wears this wilderness hat. We'll just call it that. Wilderness hat. Okay. Now, I've been hearing stories for years about how this guy runs his page and just at his whim just deletes people that he doesn't like. And I'm not going to say I didn't believe it. I did believe it. I didn't think it was to the extent that people would talk about it. But it turns out, yes. So basically this guy changes the rules on his page whenever he feels like he wants to get rid of someone. He'll change the rules on his page, talk to whoever it is like they're a dickhead, and then just boot them off the page.
But the bottom line is the guy is a self-proclaimed egotistical maniac who's never caught anything, spent spent some amounts of money to build a website revolved around himself and what he eats for dinner that no one looks at. No one's looking at it. No one's looking at that shit.
Look, I tried to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to be totally honest.
We gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. This guy wants to be, I don't know, Napoleon. He's acting like it's just craziness.
Look, it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. But basically, we started taking the same type of hat, and everyone wanted this hat photoshopped onto their head of their fishing pictures. And people loved it. Everyone loved it. It was hilarious. And so we just went with it. Right? So we said, you take your fishing picture. Scott Tarnowski or Kevin Glenn had the little Photoshop program or whatever. Ask them. They'll put a hat on your picture. It looks freaking hilarious. Go and post that picture on his site. Harmless, right? So people started doing that. It was hilarious. This guy, all right, screw it. Enjoyed it. He was replying to the pictures, laughing, putting his thing up there with his thumbs up. We're like, all right, it was supposed to be like a little bit of a ball busting, but it's fun. Let's do this. So that's what we did. We made it a freaking contest. Scott Tarnowski, Captain Tarnowski, up on the King's Ransom on Lake Ontario, literally said, I love this. I fucking love it. This is hilarious. This is great for fishing engagement, interacting for everyone. He's like, everyone who puts their picture with the wilderness hat into NJ Fishing page, not njfishing.com, just regular NJ Fishing. It's got the emblem for the page is a largemouth bass with a sunset. All right. You put your picture with the wilderness hat in there, screenshot it, put the screenshot back on our page, NJ Multi-Species Mayhem Fishing. Boom. You're entered into a random drawing to win a 6-hour afternoon trip on the King's Ransom with Captain Tarnowski on Lake Ontario trolling for salmon.
That's a hell of a prize.
Dude, and just totally for fun. This all just we just wung it.
Yeah, right? But why are we banned? Why are so many people getting banned now? I'm banned.
So I'm getting there. That's why I'm so pissed off, right? So, like I said, people are putting their pictures there. It's fun. Everyone loves it. I think one guy. There was one guy in out of the whole 2 pages that was like, come on, guys, this is getting old. I said, well, then why are people still people are loving it? I'm like, you're the 1%, dude. I'm like, I don't care the 1% here.
I complained into the group board, and I said, listen, the hat thing's getting kind of old. Let's move on to something else. And then 10 posts came flooding into the group with people asking for hats. So I said, let it go.
The people spoke and just told you to shove it up your ass. We're going to keep doing it.
If you want hats, we'll give you hats. But now he's picking people out. He's strategically looking through the list. And he's finding members of Mayhem, and he's kicking them out of NJ, which they don't even give a shit. They don't care about looking at 12-inch pickerel. They don't care.
No, look, who cares? I don't know who would want to be on that page anyway. That's not the point. The point is someone who thinks that they have this perceived power to just silence people as they see fit. That's the part I can't.
But the fun,
that's bullshit.
Listen, going back to the original thing, that NJ Fishing page, the original guy that started it, he sent me a Facebook message, and he said, listen, I don't have time to run this page anymore. At the time, it was only a group with 200 people in it. He said, I don't have time to run this page anymore. Do you want it? Do you want to take this group over as the admin? I, being just a complete clown smartass, I said, no, I won't do it, but I think I know a guy that would. So I said, this guy can't take the page because he loves to just look at himself. So, of course, he took the page, And that's how he got the page. And now he kicks me out of the page. Like, and now I can't watch him anymore. Well, I just make fake accounts to watch the circus act anyway. But yeah, it
Well,
has
look,
become, listen, I'm not intimidated either by the amount of members in that because my group is private and that group is public. And the member list is basically like 24,000 swinging Russian mail order brides. And then like the other 10 people are his moderators. So there's really no
you
one in there anyway.
you're
So I
coming
don't
off on
really
a
care. But if this guy's going to keep pushing the issue, we have nothing else to do, and we have the biggest army of trolls in New Jersey now. So what are we doing here?
listen. So basically, the bottom line is like I said, he was all in on this. He was participating, and it was all good. It was all fun. And then just like that, he decided that my guess is because we all know he's got some kind of problem with Scott Tarnowski. So my guess is he found out that we were giving away a trip with Scott Tarnowski, and he just couldn't. Oh no, there's no way. Like, and he just start like he and no explanation. Just started banning people. Anyone that he thought was involved, just banned. No, hey guys, can we talk about that? No, nothing. Well, I mean, I got news for you. We don't need your permission to put hats on people's heads, and people don't need permission to post pictures of them wearing a hat wherever the hell they want. All right. So we're doubling down on the contest, and I can't 100% confirm this yet, but I'm pretty sure Scott is adding to the trip free lodging at the Wickham House. Again, not 100% yet. I want to make sure it's confirmed, but I know he's trying to add free lot. So you're getting a 6-hour afternoon salmon trolling trip on Lake Ontario with one of the best captains up there, and you're getting most likely free lodging at the Wickham House, which me and Joe stayed out. And besides the ghost that tried to rape Joe that night, it's a fucking awesome place.
Should we tell people that story? Do we have time for that story of what happened at the Wickham House?
That sounds like a story for another episode.
Okay, we'll tell you about the Wickham House on another episode. But yeah, whatever. We're spending too much time on this clown. I tried to have.
Well, no, the bottom line is our contest, right? So we're doubling down. All right, just so everyone's clear, you come on our page, NJ Multi-Species Mayhem Fishing. If you request a hat from Kevin Glenn or Scott Tarnowski, if you have the ability to Photoshop yourself, throw a little hat on yourself, whatever, go on Kevin's page, NJ Fishing, the one with the largemouth bass jumping out of the water with the sunset behind it or the sunrise. All right, just to be clear, we're not talking about njfishing.com page, which is actually a real fishing page.
They are our friend. Don't mess with njfishing.com. They are not our.
I mean, look, you can put your picture there too. They'll love it because they're not a bunch of douchebags.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Put your picture on there. Screenshot it that it's on there with NJ Fishing page, and you just take that screenshot, put it on our page, and that's how we keep track of the entries. You do that, I see that, I add you to the drawing. We're gonna let it go to the end of the month, and then that's that.
So yeah, that's that with them. But all the other fishing pages where everyone's coming together. A lot of people that were not on the same page are now on the same page. So there's a lot of things coming together. Is one of those that isn't, and we don't care if he does because we really have no use for him anyway.
Well, hey, but you know what? I just want to throw this out there real quick. I'm standing by what we said, what we always say. Anyone who wants to come on here and say whatever they want to say, fishing related, outdoors related, Can. And that goes for him too. You want to come on here and tell us why you think you can just throw people off your page left and right for no reason at all, you go ahead. You have just as much right as anyone else to come talk. But
we're booked
I
way
would
out,
bet
though. We're booked way out, so hurry. I'd get on that because you're going to be way in the back.
I might move a spot for him because I really want to hear what the hell he has to say.
Wow.
I mean, look. That being said, if I was a betting man, I would probably bet all my fishing gear that he ain't going to take us up on this because he's the type of person that doesn't like to have a conversation in a forum where he doesn't have complete control over that forum.
Well, we could let him come on here and interview us if he wants to take over. We'll let him take over the podcast. He'll feel more at home because he's in control.
He can come on here and do whatever the hell he wants. I'm not censoring or silencing anyone, and that includes him.
I don't think he has the guts to do that. I don't think he has any. He wouldn't be able to explain his behavior of what he's done to so many New Jersey sportsmen, kicking them out of that page. Guys from other states that are from this state trying to promote their businesses, he kicked them out of their page, out of his page. He blocks people self-promoting posts and then posts his own self-glorification website on there for people to not look at because they don't care. I don't understand why you even got me involved in this conversation because I didn't even want to talk about this. I tried to have a peaceful conversation with this guy, and it ended with me telling him to eat a shit sandwich. So the relationship between me and him's not great, and he isn't interested in me. And I'm not interested in 10-inch pickerel. So when it comes to the end of the day, we're offering you peace to come into an actual fishing group that actually has meaning and it has real fishermen in it. No 10-inch pickerel. And everyone loves your hat. We made you more famous in 5 minutes than you have your whole life. I don't understand. You should be happy with us. Jesus. What's the issue?
All right,
let's just move on from.
All right, so I actually just got a message from Chase. I think we may be able to get him on here for a little bit.
I was just getting ready to go to bed. We're gonna do an interview now. Get him in here. He's got 4 minutes.
All right, let's try to get him in here. Deuce, you awake?
The producer fell asleep, so we're just gonna roll till Chase comes. All right, so we're not able to get Chase. We were able to get Chase for a second, but we hear his kid screaming in the back. I know that story and what he's under. Like I said, it isn't his fault. It's my fault. We're recording at a different time this week, so we will get him back on as soon as possible because I want him back before the Shad run ends. And we didn't really mean to go off on such a bad tirade and bash anyone's pages, but some of it's getting ridiculous. Like I said, we've been open so far to everyone and basically opened our platform and our time up to everyone. And to just have a person kicking people out just because they're simply members of our group is just uncalled for. So if that's the way they play, then we'll play the same way. But that's that with that. And that's
we're not going to play the same way. That's the whole point. We're not kicking anyone out. Everyone's welcome.
No, you're welcome to come here, but we have to wrap this up. Like we said, if you're looking to get on the show or you're looking to get some interview time, you have to reach out to Chris. Next week is Adam Mihara. Finally, after 10 weeks of doing this show and listening to this guy just complain about pork roll and how there's only one species of fish he could fish for and how much life sucks where he lives and him being jealous of everything I catch, he's finally coming on the show. He's going to get a chance to come on here and tell his side of whatever his bullshit story is. And he's just coming here to attack me. I know that. I'm ready for it. He's not.
What I hope? You know what I hope? I hope he brings some of those cool lures he makes, and I hope he gives me one and he doesn't give you shit.
He promised me a glow-in-the-dark top water lure. And if I don't get it, I'm not promoting his business because he's a fraud. That's it. I want my lure. He's a fraud.
No, you give me a lure, Adam, I'll promote all your stuff. You can put it all on the site.
Yeah, we're sellouts. Like, I'll do anything for like a T-shirt. Just email me. I'll do anything you want. I'm an easy sellout. Guys, join the Multi-Species Mayhem group for more craziness. We're going to have more contests, more giveaways coming up. Like I said, there are tons of pictures, videos, and information going out inside the Mayhem group that are not going out outside the Mayhem group. So if you're not a member, you won't see it. You'll get to see people's reactions to this podcast episode. They'll be bashing us and fighting back. Some will be siding with us. Voice your opinions. You could email us, njmultispecies@gmail.com. Private message us. And please, still, I know, and Chris is going to make fun of me again, but there are 600 people in the Mayhem group, and I only have 200 YouTube subscribers. Getting the YouTube subscribers helps this podcast the most. That is, and all you have to do is click the subscribe button. Then you never even have to go on YouTube again. Like, if you don't even have YouTube, just download it and click subscribe and then get rid of it. We don't care. Just hit the subscribe button. That's what we need.
And if you just don't want to look at Joe's face, you can listen on Spotify.
I could do things to fix that too. I think I could. Does that blur me out or just the background?
Just the background.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure I could just do this here.
Yep.
Is this better? Gone. Is this better?
You're gone.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't want to look at me, I could email me. njmultispecies@gmail.com. I'll black my face out. It's no problem.
I would gladly do a whole episode just like this.
I'm fine with it.
All right.
All right, I'm going to stay this way. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. We will be out fishing again this weekend. We'll try to go on Facebook Live if we can, and we'll put up some pictures if we catch anything, and you do the same. Please put up all your pictures.
Yeah, we'd love to see them, guys. You know, anything you catch, throw it up there. You don't have to share any information you don't want to share. Don't share it. It's totally up to you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care.